Greetings and salutations, everyone.
To begin,
I'm Ekmek.
here is today's news.
This is Let's Play Valkyria Chronicles 2. Game still feels a little bit loud, but oh well. We've got some news. The drill grounds, R&D building, and Vaughn's room are now available. We've got new info, and daily life info has been added to the yearbook. We have a dream. Facilities. There are two facilities in Academy mode where you can use the funds and experience you've earned to improve your squad. The first is the drill grounds. At the drill grounds, you can use experience points to raise soldier class levels. The second is R&D. You can use funds to improve your squad's equipment. Go ahead and visit these other facilities before heading to the briefing room. You cannot enter the briefing room. Please head to the drill grounds and R&D buildings. Yeah, we could always go back to our room, but sure, R&D.
Yo!
There's something I want to run you through. The R&D building. At R&D, you can use the funds you've earned during missions to help develop and enhance your armaments. Once you have developed basic armaments such as rifles, machine guns, and armor, enough are produced for your entire squad. Come and get geared up before a mission, or when you've earned more funds after completing a mission. You follow that? Try not to forget, yeah?
Welcome to R&D, kid. Make yourself at home.
So, something that maybe not we can show right now, there's actually alternate branches of equipment. This is similar to the first game. But unlike the first game, what you actually have is that they can only be made in limited batches with materials that you pick up from playing the game, from playing the levels and doing better than average. There are limited supplies, so you can only give them out to a certain number of units as opposed to these main branches. So we have 16, 12, 75. We can get an extra 1 point in everything. We've had enough misses on a Vaughn to want extra accuracy. Equip everyone with Galleon 2. And as you can see over here, if we find the Ace Cindy, it gives us the ability to develop the Galleon X1. So there's someone to keep an eye out for, and by eye out I mean targeting crosshairs. Oh, we ran out of money. That didn't take long, did it? This is because you kept missing a Vaughn. Anyhow, as you can see, the field suit is shared between Scout, Shock Trooper, and Engineer. But each of them have their own personal defensive stats on top of that, so even so, you're going to see an Engineer taking a lot less punishment than a Shock Trooper can. The tanks have the Lancers have their own special blast suits here. Well, combat suits is what they're called. Which have an and then of course we have the blast suits for the armored techs. Lancers are resilient to grenades and mortar damage. Armored techs aren't, but they still have some pretty sky-high defenses, like 26 versus 13. We could have gotten a higher quality pistol for our engineers, but I don't particularly like using engineers this early in. We could swap equipment around if we had any other equipment to swap around. So we're broke now. There are other uses for experience, but for now I think we will use the drill grounds as intended. Listen up! Drill grounds. Here you can use experience points earned during missions to train your troops to higher levels. All soldiers of a class gain levels at the same time, so there's no risk of anyone falling behind when they aren't deployed. A Vaughn can also change to a class other than a scout using the change class option. If you're short on a certain class, Vaughn can change over to bolster your strength in that area. Got it! If I see any screw-ups, it's 100 laps! The thing is, at the moment I'm underdeployed for scouts. So, not going to happen. He's sticking as a scout. Anyhow, you can see that they didn't like scout rushes because originally troopers and lancers were the highest experience cost units, but scouts overtook them. Anyhow, we'll raise all the other classes by 1 level, save scout and trooper for their own times.
Alright, that earns you clearance for a new order.
Evade boost, something we're not going to use because most orders in this game are pretty useless. Actually, wait. Sure, check out this very low-res 3D image. Can I do my job now?
How can I help you today?
Thanks. Land Seal Drill Ground, 1 player. Capture enemy base. Van must employ. This exercise teaches you how to make use of terrain. Capture the enemy base camp using the terrain to your advantage. We have enemy scouts and enemy shock troopers, but it's only 1 map, darn it. I would like it if I could deploy a few more people than usual. Maybe. Anyway, as usual, I'm going to be using probably my least favourite units. Or at least units I want to get done with early. Which, I think that actually might mean I want to put Reina in instead of Renee. Let's rock and roll! I will give, even if it is just a limitation of the system, I really like how much swifter it is to get through all the menus in this game as opposed to being told, "Hey, you're here!" in a cutscene, and then, "Hey, come back anytime!" in a cutscene when you're trying to leave. "Hey, I had a great time on the main lines, see you next time." "Hey, thanks for bringing me to the front lines," and so on, and it does actually grind down the time you can actually play the game. Okay, we have an enemy shock trooper, so let's fight fire with fire.
Listen up!
Clean out those ears, and listen up, maggots! Interception and sight lines. Enemies will attack with interception fire when you approach them in action mode. It's dangerous to continue to move out in the open while under fire. Crouch behind sandbags or other cover, or end your action and move other units in for support. Watch the sightlines that appear to identify enemy interception fire swiftly. The sightline appears when you see an enemy while moving. Take note of the direction and colour of the line. Blue, not detected by the enemy. Yellow, detected by the enemy. Red, under fire from the enemy. Keep an eye out for sightlines while you're moving your units. Simple as that. You better practice before it goes out that other ear. Not mentioned, green line means that they're currently reloading.
Close your mouth and obey.
Oh my. Sure, whatever you say, Franca. Move one of your units to a grassy area and push the circle button when crawl appears. The unit will lie prone and be concealed by the grass. Concealed units cannot be seen by the enemy, so any sightlines will change to blue. Because concealed units will not be fired upon, this is a good way to bypass enemies or sneak up on them from behind. Enemies will still be able to detect you if you get too close though, and your unit will no longer be concealed. Scouts are particularly good at spotting concealed enemies from long distances. Be on the lookout for enemy scouts when moving a concealed unit. So I guess this is a lesson of, hey, this is how far you can get if you're dealing with a shock trooper.
I've spotted one.
Good to know. Now then.
Here goes. think about it.
In turn. I'm going to have to get used to not pressing the touchpad to end the turn. Sure.
Let's get started.
Let's see if we can.
Tank hole.
Please don't eat the tank whole. Cut it up into little pieces first.
Ugh!
Well, he did his job.
That one's down.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Something that I miss from Valkyria Chronicles 4, but was established in Valkyria Chronicles 3. Direct command. I've barely started playing this game and I already miss the ability to have your leader units carry your other leader units around. Anyway, Magari here. Alright, so we're not getting use out of her, but I think I might want to go into the options. Let's see if I can find it. Action cam, right, left. Let's see if I have an easier time with this, because I don't want to have to keep getting used to the different control schemes between Sly and Valkyria Chronicles.
I'm just getting started.
But then was Sly also kind of inverted? Oh, landmines! Sometimes you'll come across landmines planted on the battlefield. Landmines are traps that are triggered when a unit steps on them and explode as soon as that unit tries to move away. If you spot a landmine, do your best to stay away from it. If you have an armored tech nearby, you can disarm the mines by moving the armored tech up and pressing the circle button. If you step on a landmine, remember, it will not detonate until you move away. Send an armored tech in to disarm it. There are small and large versions of the landmine. The smaller mines inflict high damage on infantry but less on vehicles. Large landmines do heavy damage to both infantry and vehicles, so be very careful if you come across one. Yeah, VC1. There were anti-tank mines that wouldn't be triggered by infantry, whereas the infantry mines wouldn't do any damage to the tank. In this game, they've removed that mercy. Tanks do still take damage from the landmines, and the anti-tank mines are absolutely devastating. So next turn we're going to send in Joaquin. And actually, maybe that's something to show off with Joaquin. Right, I think he detects that the base is unclaimed. So he thinks, right, if I go in carefully, I might be able to capture it. He obviously can't, we have our entire force out around this corner. But you can't blame the AI for trying. So I want to point out something really stupid about Joaquin. Impatient. Hiding from view causes them to get quickly antsy, lowering their defense. Youngest child. They feel left out when they're down the last one to take action, lowering firing accuracy and defense. Luck pusher. Stay positive even when surrounded by enemies, raising defense. Alright, this doesn't have what I want to show yet.
And I'm off.
But you can kindly go and deal with these.
I found one.
Clearing landmines does... Yeah, I need to swap back to the normal mode already.
I found one.
Clearing landmines does actually count towards credit. So if you do have some mines about and you're not doing anything else with the armored tech, that turn, you might as well clear out as much as you can.
And I'm off.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of a delay on my controller for diagonals specifically, I'd say.
Ah! It's a hostile.
Crouch and turn. Ooh, now here's the risk with Megari. She has potentially one of the worst negative potentials in the game. Now, can you kill this guy from this range? You actually can.
Did I do that right?
So, stage fright. But being sighted by multiple enemies puts them on the spot, rendering them unable to move. Every time she enters an enemy's sightlines, she has a chance of losing all her remaining AP. That is atrocious! Because the usefulness of the engineer isn't the Ragnade, it's the fact that you can run up to people and restock them. It's the fact that they're almost as mobile as scouts. And having someone that has the chance of just losing all your movement, specifically when moving, that's... ugh. You can see why I want to get her done with early. Dachshund Bond. Having brethren close by gives them strength of spirit, raising defense. And Bookworm. Easily becomes absorbed in books, lowering evasive skills. I don't like the fact that they're making being a bookworm into a negative here.
Make your peace. Learn some respect! Are you proud of yourself?
Let's end the turn and conserve a CP. I guess because they saw people on the map, they decided, no, let's not mess with that. Watchtowers and ladders. You can use watchtowers and ladders that you come across on the battlefield to climb to higher positions. There's a watchtower here at the drill grounds. Try sending a unit to climb it. Move a unit close to the watchtower's ladder and press circle when climb appears to climb up. When you attack enemies from a higher position, you receive a damage bonus because of the height difference. If you see a watchtower or ladder, be sure to take advantage of it. It may even give you the opportunity to attack enemies that were hidden behind the terrain. Sure, let's have Franca show it off.
Here goes!
Yeah, we don't have grenades
proud of
powerful
yourself?
enough to one-shot a shock trooper at this point of the game, but we can certainly take out a scout. Now then,
Yeah, okay, sure.
I want that scout dead, or at least hospitalized because we're all friends here, right?
No dodging now. Yeah, that's right.
And now that everyone's out of the way, we're free to have Megari finish the mission.
Underway now.
Oh, by the way, if you use the directional buttons, you can take more precise steps, allowing you to tiptoe through minefields or just to sneak up on enemies to get to minimum range.
Focused.
Thanks, bud.
Mind you, it's extremely difficult to sneak up on enemies with the Fencer class and with the Armored Tech. Unfortunately, there's a very narrow line between being able to hit someone and someone noticing you're being in close range. Of course, the AI knows perfectly what this range is and will always pull off a sneak
We
attack
took
on
their
you,
base camp.
but you never will. Only a B rank. We got rifle stock A, plywood, oak, and lead. Ivan didn't even contribute. It's not quite the end of an episode yet, but I wouldn't feel safe starting it something new.
To begin,
A
here
new
is
mission
today's
has been
news.
assigned. Story missions. Story missions are assigned after you complete a certain number of key missions. However, you must first view events marked with the double exclamation mark to accept them, so you are fully aware of the background. If you are unable to accept a mission, it's likely there's an event you haven't seen yet. When story missions become available, there will always be events marked with the double exclamation mark to view, so seek them out. Now all that said, no, that's the only thing, so let's just train up.
Waiting.
We can't train up Scout or Trooper. And I'm willing to bet we don't have enough money either.
Welcome to R&D, kid. Make yourself at home.
So the blast suit requires way more money. Well, field suit, but... You can also go far left to get all. And pistols are also out of our price range. It's entirely possible that we could just grind those first two missions over and over to get the money we need, but honestly, the game isn't a challenge at this point. I'm at least going to wait until I know that the mission is going to be trouble before I start doing things like that. Anyway, until next time, guys. Next time on Let's Play Valkyria Chronicles 2, we're going to tackle this. Because clearly something's about to happen. Until then, guys, take care. We'll see you all around.